Gemini, you are represented by the Magician and the Hermit. Now, the Magician is an appropriate card for you. There's a strong tie to Gemini. And with the Hermit, there's also a tie to the sign of Virgo. So that could be important. For some of you, you may be connecting to someone who has some kind of special ability or knowledge. Maybe you're involved in a situation where there's the need for a doctor. There could be issues connected to information, health, age, the ability to be alone. And so for some of you, this is representing your own capability, relying on yourself, and perhaps gathering some information or some knowledge, or going within to find some answers. And you may be spending a bit more time alone right now. Either you're working on something, perhaps a project that requires solitude, or you're distancing yourself to regain your mental, physical, or emotional health. So you may be keeping other people at arm's length. You may also be sharing information only as far as what you think is necessary. Maybe you're biding your time with regard to something until you see what happens. So you're in a period of preparation where you're doing a lot of thinking, you're going over things, you're reassessing something, and perhaps there's a need to take a direction change with regard to your relationship. This is also a time of opportunities, especially because some information may be coming to light. You may be bringing that to the forefront, or your partner. It's also where you would do well to step back from a situation and look at it more philosophically, more objectively, without letting your emotions overwhelm you. Because this could be a stressful or crisis-oriented period for you, where you are dealing with spiritual issues, and you may be trying to tie up some loose ends, dealing with some things that have been avoided up until now. And you are protected as you explore closing out this cycle. And in some cases, you may find yourself at odds with your partner. Maybe there's some kind of confrontation where one of you is triggering some kind of argument or dispute, because there are lessons inherent in that connection. And part of it is learning not to be so judgmental, so critical, so hypersensitive. So one of you may do or say something and ultimately find out that you don't know what you think you do. And this could also be a period where you're really looking at your partner to see if action is aligning with words, or your partner is looking at you like that. So, you may be thinking about spending more time alone, or you may be grappling with loneliness because you've been isolated for some reason, or again, you're dealing with health or age. And this may tie to trying to get some kind of success with regard to something, trying to get some recognition, trying to get ahead, trying to be appreciated by your partner, or recognizing, given the circumstances, that it's time to stop struggling and accept a situation for what it is. Now, it could be that there's some kind of misjudgment. What you thought may have been the perfect partner is someone less than ideal. There could have been an unrealistic projection onto the partner, or some unrealized expectations. The Magician is all about manifesting something, using the best of your strengths, your capabilities, in order to be resourceful. So maybe you're trying to solve some kind of problem, or come up with a solution, or be more innovative. In the negative, it could be that one of you is not being truthful, that maybe you're dealing with an opportunist, or either of you may be lying to the other one. Somebody may be manipulating feelings or toying with the other person for personal gain. But if this is an unrealized expectation, it could be that, you're kind of thinking about the one that got away. This could be like a lost love. Now, the romance is characterized by the Ace of Cups and the King of Swords. And again, this is another tie to air energy. Could be you, or it could be another Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female, or just the traits of this king. And this is about handling things more effectively. Could be your feelings. The Ace of Cups could represent you as a lover or your partner, and perhaps there's been some communication issues. The King of Swords is someone very into their mind, the analytical, the thinking, and they sometimes are not in touch with their heart. So there could have been issues of intimacy or sharing your feelings in a constructive way. This king is very good at problem solving, solutions, but he's not necessarily the best at sharing feelings that are intimate. So maybe you are working on doing that in your relationship, or maybe you're sharing your feelings about how to solve some problems, being very constructive. Maybe this is a new relationship, or you're just starting one, or you're taking an ongoing relationship in a new direction. So there again could be issues of intimacy or emotional renewal. Maybe you're falling in love with this person, or you're trying to revive a relationship. And it may focus on your sensual passion. So this is about relating in a different way, more effectively, better. And in some cases, if things haven't worked out, you may be assessing a direction change. Maybe you're going to cut something out, or you've been cutting your emotions off, or your partner has, or you're going to connect with someone who can give you some advice. This could be a lawyer or a judge. So you may be trying to defend yourself in a situation. You may be in defense mode, or you're trying to gain some kind of upper hand. So, it could be that you need to handle things more effectively because, perhaps you've been reticent to share your feelings, or your partner. Maybe, there was you were really attracted, but both of you were waiting, not really moving forth to make that move. But the Ace of Cups says you feel a compulsion to share your feelings. And this could be a time where you really tell the other person how you feel, how much you care about them, that you love them. It could be some kind of passionate declaration that you deliver. Maybe you ask them to marry you, or you renew your marriage vows, or there's some overwhelming gift, romantic gesture that you do for your partner, or vice versa. It could be that, you're making a decision that, you want to connect to somebody because you've been a victim of love at first sight. So perhaps you were involved in a situation and it didn't go the way you thought. The relationship wasn't that long-lived. Or if you are in a disagreement, you're looking at your partner and they're not doing what they say, or they're not what they appear to be. It could be you find yourself in an intense situation where maybe you're arguing, maybe you're sending off mixed signals with regard to your partner. Maybe you say one thing and do something else, or your partner does, and you are making an assessment of that. And this may have to do with taking action on your chemistry with another person. Now, maybe you need to handle things more effectively by taking action to share your passion, your feelings, let them know how you feel. Or again, maybe you're in some passionate discussions where, you're angry and you're arguing. But this is centered around doing something connected to how you feel. It may be time to act, to start something. You may be looking at whether this is a good time. So timing could be important. You may need to take the initiative with regard to something. Now, why is this occurring?